Good evening guys, it's a 4:54 p.m. or it's a good afternoon, however you want to call it. It's 4:54 p.m. It's September 25th, 2023, today is Monday, and we were neutral today, so we are open for both sides. So today if price drops because the way it dropped in the overnight, into specific areas for both ES and NQ. That's why we were open for longs today. Otherwise, I would have said, stick with shorts only, And because of they both fell into support, I had no choice but, play both, longs and short, look for both basically. So today, if the price drops into backup price area, 1 year max to the downside, and day is not like a trend day down, then you can take longs from there, this areas, or as well as otherwise taking shorts below 44.14 in general. Okay? Use label levels to trade. So basically label levels are preferred sellers, preferred buyers, backup sellers, those label areas. And you reached preferred buyers area from Friday. So basically you couldn't reach to preferred buyers area on Friday, but they did that in the overnight. And I kept the same area as the preferred buyers for today also, So it is also today's preferred buyers area in the overnight. So you may see some buyers buying it around that level, or at least give some trouble to sellers, right? So I inverted it both ways, right? But I'm also saying that you are open for longs from this level area, right? Now let's go. So green number 91498. So that was the target for buyers. That is what I was looking for all my longs to get there, So green numbers are very powerful. Again, I am repeating. You have seen me repeating this over and over again. So that's the green number. 928 dotted lines, 914. You can see it's pretty much held this area, right? And that's why from here it was trying to get there. And then you can see it's like a couple of hours of chalk, right? That is held it. And this is like at the closing with the high, right? But pretty much this was the target. So that's why we are wondering why we stopped trading at 11:30, right? Which is right around this time because of this thing. But we understand, we expected that it will not go beyond and it will chop around. So we will trade this. Pretty much simple. Right? However, in this quote I said, this is the line in seconds. Basically this area, in this quote I said, so before leaving here, I said this is the line in seconds, for NQ, or for buyers basically, right? So for एक second. As usual, I always get a one phone call, during this time, whenever I'm recording. And those are the important phone calls, either it's my wife or my sister. But anyway, so where I was. Okay, so I was right here, right? So backup buyers here, right? So ES was getting below it, and it was putting this. So now it's a disconnect between them, right? So now what do? So now we refer back to the pre-market notes, right? So pre-market notes clearly says if it drops into backup buyers area or near the max, increase preferred buyers area, then we look for long, right? So see, yes, dropped right into this backup buyers area, and right here, I said, watch yes here, right? So let me show you. See here. This is 9:22, right? 3:57 p.m. So Friday at the closing, what did I type here? Sunday overnight, ES will come to 38.33, assuming it stays below 91 or even 66, right? Now, and then, hold on. Then today, right? And so And today in Discord, I said right in the morning, right around this here, I said watch ES at 38. So this was the expectation from Friday for a price to come here, right? So this is a foresight, right? So you need to see all these things, like how these guys plays their game. If you master this game, and you know where price is coming, why it is coming, what will happen from there, you can set up the stage, like directional stage, which direction to trade, right before open. So, but you do like forecast, not forecast, but foreseeing all these things. So at 357, right here, on Friday, I said Sunday overnight, it will come here. Because logically, after this point onwards, this is the only area where buyers can defend. Not here, not here. That's it. So it was supposed to come here on Friday, but it didn't. So fine. NQ was supposed to come here on Friday. It did not. So most likely NQ will come here on Sunday night. ES will come here on Sunday night, and then both can bounce. At least one bounce during day trading time frame and lower time frame. These are the higher time frame levels. So now you understand why. So from here, I knew that backup buyers area is there. Since it was a pre-market, right? I did not personally take long. I just waited, because then I know if it bounce has to happen, then price will not even come back here second time. And then it will go all the way. We try to go to 91 basically, or at least 73. That was the idea, to play longs in ES, get to here or here. Okay. This level 79 I wouldn't consider, because that was my level, not my level. So I wouldn't bother about this. But yeah, price comes here, I will bail out. Same goes for NQ. Once NQ try to have here, here, I know that it will at least go here. That is what the first thing in the morning I said. The buyers are trying to get to here. That's it. People are like saying, so this area. That's it. So now the game plan was set. All I have to make sure that of the open, price doesn't slice through this. And NQ does not slice through this. And if it slice through this, I want to see a quick breakdown. Okay? So that was the plan. So right here, when NQ open, it is right around here. Right? So NQ open at 825, 826, somewhere around here. While ES open right around this area, 48. So in this code I said if it goes above 48, buyers are there, price will try to get to 50, 60, this area. So, and then here I said, it will try to go here. Right? So, but NQ being NQ, it went down. Right? So we were watching it. And right here, we were watching this price. So NQ went down to near to this low, but ES was holding here, higher up. It didn't go lower. Right? That was a divergence. So when price was coming down, here I said watch 794. Right here I said watch 794. When it was coming down, not after that, before that, when it was coming down here, I said watch 794. So 794. Right here. Okay. Now you go back to 15-second chart or 30-second chart, 1 minute chart, and you will see that 794 basically was holding. So and ES has a disconnect. Right? ES didn't make any low. It was close to it. So then watch it. Touched it, lower, tail. You will see it in 1 minute time or 30 seconds. Then it come back up. I went long, right there, 796. So I only shared my trade execution in Twitter, right? All these longs, so you will see the execution price. I don't remember exact price because it could be 796, 785, 787 because I do have market order. I just press the button right there. Sometimes I use the middle. So now you can understand why this was the long, because there is a disconnect. Okay. Then, but this long, I was not like banking on it a lot, like in the first go here, because it went down from this blue line of the open, right? And because ES at that time was holding below 48, which is here, right? When I took the long, ES was holding below 48. I cannot risk holding this trade for longer, so I have to bail out somewhere around here, because entry is being nasty all the time. It does this, then go up or go down, right? So since it was only to try out trade, I bailed out right around this area. Okay. Then the idea was, okay, if at least they responded it, so now buyers have a control from here. If price goes through this 840 or 836, right? Then NES goes over 48, then it will go towards, I said, yesterday's low, Friday's low, or gap fill. That was the idea. And then here it may go down also, but that was the idea. At least ES will go up to here, right? So if you are long from entry, and let's say you did not bail out with me, let's say, right? You can focus on ES and you can get this, hold this long as much as you can. Okay. But here, since ES was touching Friday's low first time, entry's Friday's low was 852 area. So which is, let's draw a line here. See, I didn't put the 852 line here, right? Here. Yeah? So you take a bailout at both the lows. See that? Here, right there. Right? Now, here internals where there is disconnect. You can see AD was around plus minus 400 or so, and price was here. Right? So it was not a bearish disconnect, but I would say, price was coming at the lows, Friday's low at the same time, while it was a negative AD. Overall sellers were in control in general from last couple of days, right? So you would expect a response here, but I said do not short it here. See here why it's expecting a response, right? So let me explain it that first. Preferred buyers area, which is this 57, turning into can act as a resistance. That's the first thing, right? And then it was a 24-hour mid, 24-hour VWAP, and broken support into resistance area. 3 confluence, and it was Friday's low. 4 confluence for this short, right? But you will not see any short arrow here, because I said even though it has a 4 confluence to short, do not do that. I said don't take the short, just ignore it. Most likely it will go through it towards the gap fill. And even here I also said it was a bearish disconnect, by the way. I said do not short, but instead look for long from 840 in NQ, 840 to 32, 45 to 32, which is this long. So when price was touching here, people were looking for short. I said don't do short, look for long into this area. If price pulls back, go long, and ES 54 to 51. So this was the long that we took it. So we were pre-planned. So while price is doing this, we were looking for longs for price to come back down here and take a long instead of taking short. Okay. Now, so this short, why not short here? Because of NQ. See, ES was a full-blown confluence here, 4 confluences. There is disconnect also, that's right. But the way it went higher, see, the whole story, you have to follow the story. It's coming from this area. The goal is to get to here or here. And now you want to short it here? No, you cannot. Now it's also holding above 48. So here it can barely come to 54, 51 area. It may not come to 48 at that time. So your reward is limited, risk is high, because it can go straight to gap fill. Now your risk is what? 9-10 points, because your stop has to be above this area. Right? 10-point risk, you are looking for 20-point profit. You think from 57 it can go to 47 and 37 again here, like below this high, this low, and go all the way here. You have to think about it. So based on risk reward perspective, this short does not make sense. That's one. Now when it gets to when it come back to here, right, at gap fill, it was a bearish disconnect, right? But look at NQ. NQ went all the way up to here at that point. Right? So NQ was suggesting strength, and NQ was supposed to go to here anyway. Right? Being so close, it can easily go here. NQ being NQ, you know. So if NQ goes higher from here, look at this move, right? It's coming from preferred bias area, right? With the failed takedown of preferred bias area, it can easily go here in the morning. It was only 10 o'clock at that time. And anyway, we were looking for long actually, right? From here, this identified area, way before. So why not take a long here and target this? Right? This is more reward. So that was the idea. So ES came down to this area, we took the long, right? And then we were watching it. Right? So here, I said, you know what? Now, so here we went out actually. We didn't even wait it for this. Right? Because the way ES responded here, right? It came down here. But we were watching in real time, in a smaller time frame, to see what these guys do, right? Because look at these tails, right? Here, 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 big tail. Correct? So this was basically Friday's closing area. This area was Friday's closing area. Same thing here. So multiple attempts, right? And price couldn't go through. See, there is not a single closer move. And then it came down here. We took the long. So on the way up in this area, we have to make sure that there are no sellers left. If there are sellers, then we have to win out here. Okay? So we saw it and we went out here, right here. Right at touch we went out, right here. Now we were waiting again to see what it does. So here it responded, right? So at this point, when it was going down, it went through this area. Okay. Now sellers better hold it below this low. Since it went below it, right? They better hold it below it. It is that simple. Yes. Since it went below it, better hold it below it, right? But look at what happened. Came down, right, to 48. Remember that 48 was important in the morning? Look, it came down to 48, right? And it bounced, went above. See, now you know that bias is still defending. So now you are looking for an entry somewhere, but you have to wait because it's still chopping, right? Same thing in NQ. You can see it here, right? So at this point, I put 1 micro long. So that's why you will see in my Twitter, there is a micro long from 840 or so. So this, because at that point in this spot I said, this is a middle. So in the middle, it can eventually go above this, basically here, or from here it will go here, right? That is what I said in this one. So it's a 50-50% probability at this point in time. And that's why I'm putting micro, because personally I'm betting on longs going here rather than short. So I said I'm going to put 1 micro, and I said ideally the stop has to be below this low, or 837, whichever you choose. So if you choose 837, you got stopped out. If you choose this, you're good. Okay. Then we were watching it, and then price went up, went down, went down below, all the way up to here, couldn't go below this. Then at this point, I said now it has to, since it went below it, right, it was a failed breakout here. So we were watching this in this spot. I said 862, watch it here. It went above it, came down. I said, you know what, most likely now it's going to go through it, this area, it will go through this low also. So at that time, but you have to respect your stop loss, right, if you're long. So here, it didn't do it. It didn't go through it. So now I said, since it went below it, it has to go through this. If not, and if it goes back below, above 837 or 840 or 845, I will go long one regular contract, not micro. I will go long regular contract. See here, I use micro, right? Now, the pressure is on sellers. They have to go through it. But I said, if anybody wants to go through it, I will not short. Because shorts are risky. Why? Because if the tail end short, reward is questionable. Risk is high. But for longs, reward is great. See here to here, risk is small below this. See? So it's all about risk reward thing. The moment it went above 837, right here, I went long, right there. And ES, you can go down. ES, I said it has to stay below 54 at the same time here. So 54, ES goes here, you go down right there. Because now sellers have their chance. Here, 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 down, fail, break down on this low, right? While NQ has a divergence, it will break below this, it will break below this, right? So divergence again, right? At that time, 1058, if you look at AD, was right here, right? It was like moving higher. So, when it goes over, you either take it or miss it. That's it. Because at that point I said it will just rock it. Right there, I said it will just rock it. You know, the moment it goes above this, it will rock it. That's it. This is the great trade we got it. You know, right here. And then boom. Exit here, here, here. Anyway, we can take it. ES exit 73, which is this. You can take it, or you can wait for this or this. That's it. That was the great trade. So only if you look at it, you only took the loss. In pre-market, right? In pre-market, actually I tweeted this trade also. Right? I took a short here, and then I showed you how to manage this trade. Right? Like to do what this reward. I was looking for a 16 to 806 area, which is somewhere around here. It's a target. So that was a short because I was expecting price to come back to preferred buyers area. With ES, I was expecting to come back to backup buyers area. Because here at 4 o'clock, you can see it went to preferred buyers area. And then it was holding preferred buyers area as a resistance. Right? So if it drops, and if I'm shorting NQ here, most likely NQ will go here. That means ES will go here. Okay? Based on that intel, where it is going, I took the short in pre-market in NQ. Once, then bail out here. Right? Then I'm waiting. Right? Then, after this, I already explained why not. Right? And that's it. So it's a rotation. That's it. Nothing else. You know? And that be all for today. Tomorrow, it better hold about this. You know? Buyers have a responsibility to hold about this or this area. As long as price is about this or this, they can defend. If overnight, if you see drop below this, that's the first warning. Drop below this, second warning for buyers. Okay? That be all for today.